Okay, $5.19 a gallon. The Dutch told me he got gas down south of Milwaukee for $4.39, and I'm like, whoo, $4.39. Did you ever think we'd be excited about $4.39 a gallon? June 8th, 2022. But check it out. I just found a dime. Woo! Look at what I found. A dime. Woo! Years ago, some TV network, one of the major ones way back when I was a kid, did a research on if it's worth it to stop to pick up money on the ground. And first they started out with penny, and they threw it on the ground to see if anybody would stop. And it was like in a busy metropolitan area, New York, Minneapolis, or, LA, someplace busy where there were business people coming in and out. And nobody stopped to pick up the penny. If I'm remembering this correctly, I'm old, my memory could be shot, and I'm just making this up. So next they put down a dime to see if it would be worth their time. What they ended up doing was throwing out a few coins to see if anybody would stop to pick them up. And I don't remember the dollar amount. That's not really the point of my story. Another thing they talked about was, would it be worth it? How much money would have to be laying on the ground for somebody who was rich, say like Bill Gates or Elon Musk? How much money would have to be on the ground to make it worth their while to bend over and pick it up? And they did a calculation, and they figured out that to pick up, whatever they'd thrown on the ground, like $2 worth, that the rich person would actually be losing money if they stopped to pick it up off the ground, to pick up the coins that were on the ground. They'd actually be losing money because their time is more valuable doing other things than to stop and pick up the change on the ground. So what do you think of that? Would you stop to pick up the money? I picked up a dime. And as I was picking up the dime, I was thinking about that study. The internet is an amazing thing. I wonder if I did a search, if I could find that newscast or that special or whatever it was that way back in the day. Maybe I will research that and see if I can actually find the story, because it's amazing what you can find online these days, When I was a little girl, it was past my bedtime. I'd already been put to bed, and my mom had left. I think it was a Wednesday night, and she went to church. And I used to like to sneak out of bed and stall because my bedtime was like 7 o'clock, and that's early. And in the summer when it stayed late, here it's after 9 now, and it's still light outside, So I'd sneak back downstairs, and one day I went back downstairs, and my dad was watching a movie, and I asked if I could stay up, and he said yes, and he let me sit and watch the movie with him. Well, it was a scary movie. For me, it was a scary movie. I must have been 5 or under 5. I don't know. Maybe I was 6. I don't know. Anyway, I was a little girl, and I was down, and I was watching it, and it was about this wooden toy horse, and the family had this horse, and I couldn't remember my stomach is making noise, all the details about this horse, but what I did remember was that this horse, they tried to get rid of it. It was like this evil possessed horse, and they tried burying it, they tried burning it, they tried doing all kinds of stuff with it, and every time it would come back and it would be larger.
Recording without me?
I'm telling a story. You can join in though. Hold on. So it would get bigger and bigger, and it scared me. And I had, she knows the story because I told her.
Kilmer? Is that who it is?
No. And I had nightmares about it. Hang on, you'll hear. And so for years.
He's opening the door.
The dog's out there.
You can't come in. Oh man, I have to wash these pants, Wilder.
You can't come in. No. Go back out. I don't want you climbing over onto me.
He's not gonna.
He will. Okay. Oh, I gotta finish my story. I can't
All right.
Wilder.
Out. Back up.
He's so excited.
Back up.
We're
Go
home.
get the ball. Oh man.
I
told him to go get it, and he did.
He's coming back with his toy. You better shut the door. Over the years, I'd remember this movie and wonder what it was. And then, as the internet came along and search results, you could find out just about anything, I would do a search and try to find the movie and put a description in, and nothing. And then a few years ago, somebody put up a thing on their Facebook wall and said, what was the scariest movie you ever watched? And I'm like, oh, I know what it was. And I start typing it out. And I'm like, hey, maybe I can find it now. So I went online and I typed in as much as I could remember. And a movie came up. Except it wasn't a movie. It was a TV series. It was called The Circle of Fear. And it also, when I found the episode, it also explained why I always hated
Killed it.
Martin Sheen. I didn't hate. Hate's a hard word. Strong word. That's it. Hate's a strong word. How I dislike Martin Sheen as an actor. I never liked him as an actor. I had no idea why. And a couple weeks before I found out what the show was actually, the movie that I thought, the scary movie, I saw a TV series with Martin Sheen and Charlie Sheen, and I watched it, and I was like, he was really good. And I'm like, why? As an actor. And I said, why did I never like him? Well, ding, ding, ding. When I looked up the series, and it was available on YouTube, and I watched the episode and realized it was Martin Sheen in that episode, I said, oh, no, I know why I never liked Martin Sheen. He was like the dad, and when you're 5 years old or whatever and you watch the show,
which was not at all scary.
Well, it was to a 5-year-old who was up past their bedtime. Anyway, irrational
fears. He took that basketball
fears.
off into the woods. What are you doing?
He wants to come in. All right, so that's my story. Long roundabout way of telling you that.